tonight. We're going to talk some ducks tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. I got my guest tonight is Zane Zarzi. I mess that name up every time I say it, but it's hard to say. And so let's just get right on into it. Zane, tell us a little bit about you, when you got started duck hunting, and where you live, what state you were in when you started duck hunting, and just take it from there.
All right. Well, my name is Zane Zarzi. I grew up in Indiana. I was an Army brat. And I would say it came about migratory birds. I would probably just say my grandfather has a farm in Indiana. And since I was little, I'd probably say 6 or 7. I would shoot pigeons out there. Just my love for shooting birds. I would just shoot pigeons and doves when I could. And then I lived in Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Germany. I moved around all over the place with my father being in the military. And my first ever duck hunt where I was shooting, well, actually, let me step back a few. My dad waterfowl hunted up in Indiana, and he would take me and my brothers, and he wouldn't let us sit in the blind with him. He'd push us off in the woods because he was worried that we would scare all the ducks and geese away. So me and my brother would sit in the woods, and I just found my love from there, just getting to watch the birds and watch my dad call. But the first time I ever duck hunted where I held a shotgun and got to go, I was living in Kansas, and my buddy Jake Bennett and his father Troy Bennett asked if I wanted to go duck hunting. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to go duck hunting. So we went out there. I forgot what lake it was. I want to say it was Lake. I think it was Lake Pier, something like that. Yeah. And he invited my father out. We went out there, took the boat out. He had the blind set up. And I remember the birds weren't working us because, it was a boat blind. It was sticking out like a sore thumb. As a kid, you didn't know that. But now I'd be like, what a bunch of goofballs sitting out there in the middle of the damn lake. So he ended up tucking the boat off around the bend, and we got in the woods, and there's probably, I'd say he worked 30 mallards, and they came in one time, gave us a look, came in that second time. I'm talking about feet down, like perfect shot. Looking back on it as a kid, like you wanted to shoot real bad, and he never called a shot. They came back around, looked that third time, didn't want it, and left. And now me, I would have took that shot all day long, but he thought they were going to make another turn. But as you do it so long, you know when it's time to take a shot. Right. So the day goes on, and we really didn't see nothing else. And a big group, I'd probably say 40 or 50 ringnecks come around this bend. The way we were set up on the point, and they came around this bend, and they were hauling. And you didn't have no time, and I just grabbed my shotgun, and I shot in the front of it and hit one of them. My first ever duck was a ringneck.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I you know me, I was talking crap because my buddy, we said, well, we made a bet. It was whoever shoots first bird is a better shooter. And I got so lucky. It was just a lucky shot.
Yeah.
And his dad talked me into, he was telling me, he said, when you shoot your first duck, you got to eat the tongue, right? And my dad looked at me, he was like, nah, don't do that. Am I allowed to curse on here or no?
Ate the tongue, huh?
Yeah. Am I allowed to curse or no? No cursing?
What's that?
Am I allowed to curse or no cursing?
Oh, yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
My dad said he's bullshitting you. Don't eat that tongue. And I was like, well, I'm gonna eat the tongue because he said it. So I ate that damn tongue. It was nasty. It was the worst. But after that, we ended up. My father ended up getting stationed in Kentucky. So I dove hunted and everything. But once he got stationed in Kentucky, we kind of lost our access to land and living on post. I don't know if you know, but Fort Knox is pretty close to Louisville, so it's in the city.
Yeah.
I really didn't get to hunt a whole lot. And
so you were out at Fort Knox?
I was in there.
Okay.
And so, I didn't really hunt a whole lot in Kentucky, and I ended up moving down to Huntsville, Alabama, junior year of high school, which has been 2018. I met a good buddy named Wade Passler, and his father duck hunted, and he took me we ended up becoming good buddies, and I always thought, like, I used to watch YouTube videos when I lived in Fort Knox and just hunt. That's all I was hunting videos because that's what I wanted to do, but I couldn't do it anywhere. So his father, he had a hunting club up in Jonesboro, Arkansas, which is where, so I work, I'll get to that later, but up in Jonesboro, Arkansas. And they asked if I wanted to go. You lose connection on me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So they had a pit out in Jonesboro, Arkansas. And it was Thanksgiving week. I think we were off for school, and they asked if I wanted to go up there and hunt. And I was like, oh, yeah, I would love to go out there and hunt. So they take me up there. And I mean, that first day, we had a killer day. I can blow a duck call at this point because I don't get into it. So I should say I was 17 when I really got into it. This is the start of it.
Right.
And I went out there with a real foggy morning. It was misting. So when it's real foggy, then birds can't see down, so they fly a lot lower on a foggy day. But a foggy day is either a hit or miss. You're gonna kill them good, or you're not gonna see a dang thing.
Right.
So then we went out there and it's missing, it's fogging. And I mean, birds, you can only see 30 yards in front of you, but when you see them, it's killable. And we had a damn good day. We shot a bunch of northern shovelers, widgeon, mallards. What else we shoot? Teal, geese. We shot our spec limit. I think we shot, I want to say 28 or 29 birds. And I mean, I was just ecstatic about it. Oh yeah, I was like, this is awesome. Is it always like this? And he's like, no, it ain't always like this. I was like, okay. So I ended up hunting there, and then after that, there's a WMA in North Alabama called Swan Creek. It's a shit show. Well, it's not anymore. You have to do a draw system now, kind of like Missouri. Yeah. But back then, when we were in high school, you could just go up there and hunt. I'm telling you, there'd be people lined up 75 yards away from you, getting peppered. It was like a war zone out there. So me and Wade started hunting out there a lot. And I mean, we killed one or two. We weren't doing anything special.
Yeah.
And so once we started hunting out there, I decided to learn how to blow a duck call. And I sit in my room all day, every day after school, and I would just sit there and blow my duck call. And really learned how to hunt off of YouTube videos. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. And from there, I want to say that second year, I was begging my father. I was like, you really need to get in this hunt club. It's awesome. Like, you're going to kill a lot of birds. So my father ended up getting into it, which was great. I got a place to go hunt. So out there, there was a gentleman named Michael Dimmer, which he got on for different outfitters and he was kind of my mentor. I blow a duck, like if you heard me blow a duck call, I blow it almost identical to him. People, Will Sanders, a guy I guide with, he always jokes to me. He says I got a whine to my duck call. Sounds whiny. But Mike mentored me, taught me how to blow a duck call, taught me how to work a duck, starting out, kind of like the basics of it. Once you start reading ducks more, know what they like, don't like, try different stuff today. But he taught me the basics, and from there, I just kind of started picking it up on my own. My buddy Wade got out of it, so he didn't really hunt. So I just ended up really hunting by myself, hunting with my father. And I mean, the more you do it, the more you learn, the mistakes you make throughout it all. But I'd say we were probably in that club for 3 years. 3 years, and at the time I was doing HVAC work, residential, and it got slower in the wintertime. So Michael Dimmer, he ended up starting to guide again for an outfitter called Windy Hill Outfitters. And I knew he was guiding. So I just sent him a text, and I was like, hey, do y'all need a part-time guide? I would love the opportunity to just guide. And I was just thinking part-time, and he was like, yeah, I think we need somebody. I'll give you a shot later. And he gave me a call back, I want to say probably like a month later. He was like, hey, we actually need a full-time guy. And I was like, sign me up. I was 21 at the time, or 22. This is going to be all I've ever wanted to do. So he got hooked up there, and Windy Hill Outfitters, and Rob Robinette's the owner, which I'm good friends with him. Look at him like family. Michael Demmer ended up stepping down from his position, and he stepped down from his position. He's a dog trainer called Windy Hill Retrievers. You can look him up. He's out of Geneva, Alabama. Really good trainer. He's gonna do right. So it was me and a guy named Manny guiding, and Manny was from Louisiana, and Rob Robinette was the owner, and he was there. He would fiddle around with guiding a little bit, help us out. So I learned from them two guys. Which is a good buddy of mine. You still hear me? Did it break up?
Yeah, it's got a little bit of bad signal there. It was breaking up. It's starting to clear up now.
Okay. Well, Will Sanders, I mean, he can blow a cut down like nobody's business. I mean, that man can blow it. Yeah. So I ended up picking up. I ended up guiding with him, and just met good people and a lot of cool clients from different areas. Just enjoying the outdoors. That's what it's all about. I mean, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna have great days, good days, and there's a lot more bad days than there's good days. I mean, people think you're just gonna go to Arkansas and kill them. It's not like that. You got to get the weather. The weather has to be right. There has to be birds. I mean, you can get birds can come down. Birds can come down that night. But if you have a hard thunderstorm, they're gonna leave. So I mean, it's just the game. They're wild animals.
The thunderstorm will affect them when they're coming in as far as coming in there too.
I mean, you could be holding a bunch of birds in your area, but a hard thunderstorm, it's going to throw the birds off quite a bit. I mean, they could leave, or I mean, they could stay, but majority of the time they're going to leave, from my experience.
So the best weather is what?
Man, I've killed them in the sunshine. I've killed them in the pissing rain. I've killed them when it's cloudy. I mean, it's really a hit or miss. But me personally, I don't know. Everyone likes a real sunny day, bright and sunny. I would say if you're hunting in the woods, your best day is going to be sunshine, a lot of sunshine. Cloudy days, not so much. But if you're out in the field, if you're field hunting out in the pit, I like when it's pissing rain and 25-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh,
you're gonna beat the brakes off of them if they're around you.
Yeah.
But I mean, it depends. That's my opinion. But if I'm gonna go hunt the woods, I want to have sunshine.
Yeah. Well, you'd think with that sunshine, those birds would see you a lot easier, and they could pick up on your deeks and not come in.
Actually, when it's cloudy, they can see you a lot easier.
Really?
When it's cloudy, you still got like a soil. Yeah. You want it sunny. When it's cloudy, if you can put a drone up, you go sit in a blind with 6 of your buddies. If it's a cloudy day and you stick your face up in the sky, I mean, they're shining like no other. But if it's sunny, I mean, they can still see you, but nowhere near as bad.
It look like we got Zane on there. I mean, we got JC on here, Zane, and he's talking birds don't see Zane because he wears that Sika stuff. Oh, he's gonna throw off on your Sika gear.
I had a client named JC, and that boy couldn't hit a broadside of a barn if he wanted to. But I don't know if that's the same JC in the messages.
Yeah. We got a baseball kid on here tonight. We got Priscilla on here tonight. Good to see y'all on here. Glad you could join us. Yeah, look like JC's trying to dog you out over here. I don't know what that's all about.
Oh, yeah. That's why he works for me.
Yeah.
He's always asking me questions.
Mm-hmm. So back when you got started guiding, that kind of got you into it, and you started doing it. So where exactly are you guiding at, and who are you guiding for?
So I got for Windy Hill Outfitters, and our lodge is in between Jonesboro, Arkansas, and Cache, Arkansas.
Yeah.
It's right out. Jonesboro is a pretty big city, so it's 20 minutes outside Jonesboro, but Holds are
Yeah.
a little bit all over. I'm not going to say what areas, just out of the privacy of the company. So
Yeah. So when you're guiding, how many clients do you have in a box with you most of the time?
So the way that we book, we do 10 clients and we split them up into 2 groups. So I'll take 5 guys and the other guy will take 5 guys. And we just really just wherever the birds are at, we just go where there are, or we think the best option is going to be for that day.
I got you. And what's the most prevalent duck that you guys are shooting out there? Are you getting just a little bit of everything, or what's the most prevalent?
I would say if we're field hunting, probably a northern shoveler. If you're hunting in the woods, I'd probably say a mallard.
Yeah.
Or gadwall. But
Yeah.
mainly you're going to shoot. I mean, out in the fields, you're going to shoot a lot of teal, a lot of gadwall, a lot of northern shovelers. You'll shoot some mallards. It really just depends on the weather. If it's cold, they're going to want to go eat. But for the most part, you're just going to shoot teal, gadwall.
Yeah.
Northern shoveler, also known as a spoonie. That's really it. Widgeon
So
here and there, some pintail.
Yeah. You're getting a variety most of the time though, right? Or
Yeah.
generally.
Oh yeah. Definitely a variety. Yeah.
Yeah. You get bad clients like JC and Bryce very often.
I mean, if we do, we weed them out. But out of the 3 years that I've been guiding, I think I've only had 1 or 2 clients that I wasn't a fan of, which they ended up not being able to come back. So that's a good part about being a smaller company and a boss that'll listen to you.
Yeah, I got you. So, do you guys, when you guide, do you offer lodging and meals and all that stuff? You got all the perks with that?
Yes. Yeah, so it's going to be a 3-day hunt, 2 nights stay, breakfast, lunch, and dinner included. You got to bring your own shotgun. You got to bring your own shells, your own beer. But other than that, I mean, you're getting fed 3 times a day. So like a normal day, let's just do like a Friday. The clients will come in Friday night. Check-in's at 4:00. We'll feed them dinner that night and cut the shit with them. And that next morning, I'll wake up at 3 in the morning and start cooking breakfast for the clients. Get that all situated. Go out there, load my truck up, load everything I need. Clients get up, they eat. I pedal around after I get all my spinners in and all my shotgun and everything, my waders. And then from there, we go to the spot and I load them up in the buggy. I take them to the blind. I mean, they don't got to do anything. They just sit in the blind. And there's certain clients that'll help out, which is a great help. But, I mean, you can't make them do anything or assume that they're going to help you at all. So,
yeah.
But we do everything for them. We sit them in the blind and we try to put them on birds the best we can.
I hear that. So, you take all ages out there? Are you seeing all ages when you're guiding?
Yeah. I mean, the way this generation is nowadays, a lot of parents are like, "Oh, my son isn't ready till they're 12 years old." Which, I mean, I was shooting shotgun by the time I was 6 or 7, so I don't get it. But anyone under the age of 15 is free. So if you book to hunt with Winnie Hill Outfitters, you can take anyone under. I mean, you can only book 12 people or 10 people, which sometimes he'll let you bring some more if you do have a son. It really just depends. But anyone under 15 is free, and we've had quite a few young kids out there. I wouldn't say a whole bunch, but enough to get into the sport.
What's JC spouting out over here? You see his comment?
Oh,
it says, to tell you the story, the opening day last season, smoked them and packed it by 8:30 a.m.
Oh yeah, so it was a rice field. And the way the way it was cut was weird. They left a lot of tall rice this past season, which really isn't normal. But he cut a big, I'd say, a triangle in his backfield. And we had some layout blinds. I don't know if anyone knows what layout blinds are, but you lay in them, obviously. And there's lids that go over the top of you, and you just flip them up with your body and shoot. Well, we ended up putting these layout blinds right up against the water's edge. So where your feet were getting wet a little bit, and we brushed them in with rice stubble. And we were killing ducks. So I'd probably say 10, 15 yards backpedaling the decoys, and it was one after another. I think we finished, an hour and 15 minutes, a 6-man limit, 36 ducks.
Wow. That's smoking them.
It was pretty crazy. But I mean, JC didn't hit a single one, so I don't know why he's telling me to talk about it.
He missed every time, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, every single time.
He can't hit anything. Wes says, Zane, let's see the bands, buddy. I know you got something.
You see that?
Yes.
This is a dove band I actually shot in Kansas. I want to say 2020. Shot that, which is pretty cool. That was only the second dove band I've ever seen in my life. And then I shot, this is a hen pintail. I actually shot this with Joe Corona's group. My first year ever guiding for Windy Hill Outfitters. And my boss was not too happy about it. The duck came on my side, and natural instincts was to shoot, so I took that one from on accident. I actually saw my grandfather, like I was telling you about earlier. We got to, I got to go shoot a bunch of pigeons by myself, and every now and then I would just take the 22 because you can shoot more pigeons. When you shoot them with the shotgun, they all get up and they fly away. So I take the 22 out there and just shoot as many as I could. I remember I shot this one pigeon, and my grandfather had a bunch of barn cats, so I would just throw to the cats. But I'd say probably 2 days went by, and I went to go check if the cats ate my pigeons. I was real young, like 7. I'll probably say I was 7 years old. And I noticed a band on a pigeon. I noticed it was a little yellow band. The cats ate the bird, the head, the breast, and all. And I saw that band, and I grabbed it, and I took it off, and I went and showed my uncle, and I was like, "Look at this band I shot. I didn't realize I shot it." And he said, "Oh, you're gonna go to jail with that." My uncle was an asshole. He liked messing around with it. He's like, "You're gonna go to jail for that band," and I was like, "No way." And he's like, "Yeah, man, you're gonna go to jail. They're gonna track it, which is just a piece of plastic."
Yeah.
So I wrapped it in a roll of I put it in toilet paper and threw it away. And my dad's buddy, I call him Uncle Mark. He's been around for a long time in the family. I said, "Yeah, Uncle Mark, I shot this banded pigeon, and Uncle Jared told me that I was going to go to jail for it." He was like, "No, we didn't." I said, "Yeah, I did." And he said, "Go grab that band." He said, "Some people go their whole lives without shooting a band." So I went and grabbed that band, and he looked it up, and it was out of Chicago. It was a racing pigeon. I guess people drop birds off and a bunch of pigeons, and they race to a certain location to see which one gets it faster. And so that's where that bird was from. I ended up keeping it for a very long time, and I think when we moved from Kentucky to Alabama, I ended up just throwing it away. It just sat on my desk for so long. I was like, "Man, I'm never going to need it." And now I wish I had it. It would have been cool to put on my lanyard. But
that was a racing pigeon that lost the race, huh?
Oh yeah, I lost the race.
Oh man, so I know how it's unusual to get a band on those ducks. I mean, it's not everybody does it.
Yeah, no, not everyone does it. They say every 200 birds you kill, you should get a band, but they're full of shit.
Yeah, it's not.
I've shot a lot of ducks in my life, but I mean, like certain areas, like my buddies up in Kansas, I live near Ashton, Kansas. They band Canada geese like 15 miles away from where they're all home. They shoot bands almost every hunt. So I mean, if you're going to be around with it, if you're around where they band birds, you're going to get a lot more. Which I mean, you'll see some outfitters. I'm not saying every guy, but some guys they'll have a whole lane full of bands.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of them, I mean, they'll shoot them. And when their dog breeds back, they won't give them to the clients. They'll just keep them to themselves, which, I mean, it's really whatever you want to do. It's not.
Y'all cleaning the birds and everything for them.
Yeah. So when we bring them back, we'll process them for them. You got to leave a wing on a migratory bird if you're crossing state lines. So you leave a wing on there. You bag them for them. You got to put the date down. The tote tag of what day they killed that bird and put it in the freezer. You can only take home 3 days worth of a limit. So you can say you're an out-of-stater and you go hunt in Arkansas for 5 days. You can only take back 3 days worth of game, which I think is dumb because they sell a 5-day game pass to go waterfowl hunt in the state of Arkansas, but you're telling me you only can take back 3 days worth of game meat?
Yeah, I don't.
So I mean,
yeah, don't sound right. But
yeah, it doesn't sound right. I mean, it's just old laws that they need to change that they haven't changed.
Are the game wardens strict in that area? I mean, do you see them often?
I mean, yeah, you'll see them. Yeah, I mean, in the state of Arkansas, you're going to see a lot more game wardens, but I mean, typically they hang out at the public boat launches. Get
They don't
people
mess
there. Yeah, they don't really. I mean, they will. Like, if you give them a reason, they will. But for the most part, I mean, they kind of stay away. I mean, they know majority of the outfitters are doing it right. But I mean, if you do it wrong, you're going to get pretty screwed. So.
Yeah. You ever had any of your group get hammered?
No, we do it. No. We do it. We do it the right way. The only time I've ever seen a game warden out there, we were hunting the river. He came down there to check, make sure we had a boat license and life vest for all the passengers. I mean, we were on private property, but they get the free range to go wherever they want, and they just start rolling up on us. But I mean, we gave them the code of the gate if they ever wanted to check us again, and they haven't came back. So
yeah, I would figure they'd be strict on them up there. I mean, because I guess that's considered federal, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, federal. So I mean, that's a serious crime.
You have state game wardens and then you have federal game wardens. But if you see a federal game warden, you want to get away from there.
Yeah, no kidding, because that could be bad for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but if you're doing it right, you don't have anything to worry about, right?
Yeah, you don't have anything to worry about if you're doing it right. But I mean, a federal game warden, if you slip up, just literally, they're going to write you a big old ticket.
Yeah.
Where like state game warden might I mean, they know accidents happen. I don't know exactly, but they might let you go a little bit off a little easier than a federal game warden.
Yeah. Looked like you had a gremlin in your internet again. It was trying to freeze up on us again there for a minute. You might have been moving around too much. I don't know. Maybe it can't keep up with that speed. I don't know. I got you back now, but you're clear.
Well, don't some of them ducks have certain seasons you kill
them? Yeah. So like the state of Arkansas, the duck opener is from November either 24th, 26th. Don't quote me on it. I'll have to double check. 24th, 26th. You get to hunt all the way up till the end of Thanksgiving week. And then they do a split week where that next week you can't hunt at all. And then it kicks back on all the way until the day before Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, you can't hunt at all. And then the day after Christmas, you can hunt again all the way till January 31st.
Yeah, I think what he was wondering, do you have a, like in Georgia, or some of these other states, you have a certain season on certain ducks. And you can't shoot ducks.
Yeah, they'll do. So they have like an early teal season, which is I want to say 3 weeks. I don't hunt early teal up there, so I'm not very sure. But they'll have an early season where you can only shoot early teal. That's in September, beginning of September, I believe. And then from there, they'll do an early white-fronted goose, which is called. The nickname's a spuckbelly goose. They'll do that season from October 22nd, I want to say, and that's a week long. They used to do 2 weeks, but they changed it to a week. And then from there, it's going to be waterfowl season, which you can hunt any bird from November 22nd till January 31st. And then after January 31st, they do a conservation season for snow geese, which you can take the plugs out of your shotgun. You can use e-calls. You can shoot as many snow geese as you want, which is pretty cool. The only problem is it's super damn muddy.
Oh yeah. So there's plenty of those ducks. I mean, there's plenty of ducks around. I mean,
is there plenty of ducks around?
Is there an overabundance of those ducks? That's why they let you take all the plug out of your shotgun there.
No, I mean they just do numbers, and I guess. I mean, I'd say there's 22, but they do an early teal season. So early teals are only blue-winged teal. Blue-winged teal, once they get a coldness up north, they're the first ones gone. So they do early teal. Alabama's, I think, beginning of September as well, and here in Georgia. But they just do those seasons because there's more of them. But like the snow geese, conservation snow geese, there's thousands and thousands of snow geese. They got to keep the population down. So they make all those regulations based off the duck numbers. They'll pull numbers every year to see how the migration went, how was the hatch this year, how many birds were harvested in the past year, stuff like that, to see what can be in season, what can be out of season. This past year, they upped the limit up a pintail 3 per person, which is pretty cool, but I've never seen it happen. I mean, there are a lot of pintails in January, but you got to be in the right field. So, I mean, it's just a hit or miss. But they'll fluctuate them from here and there. I mean, I wouldn't, like, maybe in the next few years they might bring the mallard number down because the mallard number is not as high as it has been.
Yeah. Let's see. I was going to ask you about your opinion on what they say is going on with the flyway changing in the southern zone down in the south, like here in Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama. You know, everybody's talking about how, you know, they're flooding corn in Iowa, and I guess I don't know whether it was Missouri.
Yeah,
I guess it was
Missouri.
And what's happening? What's happening? The birds are staying there. What's your opinion on that? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the migration is definitely shifting a little bit. I think the lack of weather. I mean, we haven't really had as cold of winters up north, which doesn't really help the bird move down south. When they don't, I mean, they don't have a reason to move down south unless it gets real cold.
Exactly.
I think, I mean, them birds don't need to move further south to like Louisiana and Arkansas because, I mean, they would move south too, right? They would come. Everyone had flooded rice fields, so they'd move south to get their food for the winter. Well, now you got Missouri and a few other states that are planting flooded corn, Missouri specifically. And the birds are going to sit there and eat that corn now when they don't have to go any further south, which the lack of weather doesn't help. But even when it does, I mean, you have all these big, I would say, bigger outfitters. You have like Tony Vanderbilt or Habitat Flats, which I'm not hating on these guys. I mean, I get it. They got a bunch of land and they put refuges on their land and they also hunt their land. They get to hold a lot of birds. Well, all these private guys that are putting refuges out here, not the state, putting refuges out here.
Yeah.
When it does freeze up, all they do now is they just turn their pumps on. So they got flowing water in the refuges. And when they flow that water in the refuges, the birds really don't have a reason to leave. They got open water. They got everything they need. They got food. They got open water. They're like, oh, we'll just wait out this storm and hang out here. I mean, it's only going to be cold for so long. So, I mean, yeah, I think that's a part of it. Can you blame them? No, they got the money to do it. I mean, the only people that's going to fix it is the federal government. And
right.
To be honest with you, I think part of it is, I mean, the state. I don't think the state puts as much money into it as they do, because I mean, you got to think there's private guys in Arkansas that have a bunch of land, and they put refuges out there too, and they hunt. I'd probably say 300 yards from where the refuge is, and they shoot birds, and then they leave that refuge alone, and they shoot their limit in an hour and get out of there. And when they're helping the state out because the state doesn't have to throw as much money into the refuges or anything like that because those people are holding birds for them in that state. But the only people that are benefiting off of it are those private guys, which, I mean.
Yeah, I watched something on YouTube the other day. I think it's a retired game warden. I can't remember what his name is, but I think he had a regular show on YouTube. He was always on there, and he was talking about it because he's from Texas. And he said that he was sitting in his blind, actually his box, and he was talking about how they didn't kill a duck out of that box this year. And he said it's been getting worse and worse every year. And he said that was the problem. And a lot of people are talking about they don't want to pour any more money into Ducks Unlimited because they're just taking their money in the South and putting it in Missouri and Iowa and all those stuff like that. And that's where all that money's going to, and nothing's helping the birds down here. So,
yeah, I can agree to a certain extent on that. I mean, when you're not seeing it getting put in when you're giving the money out of your state, you're not seeing it go anything toward your state. I can see why they could be frustrated with it. Me personally, I don't give any money to Ducks Unlimited.
Yeah,
I think it's a hoax, but that's just me personally.
Yeah, so you still see plenty of ducks in Arkansas. I mean, it's just you're still getting
I mean,
they're coming through there like it. You can see a drop off at all.
yeah, I mean, you're going to see a lot of ducks, but I mean, you have to have the weather. It has to be the perfect day. I mean, the last 2 years, I haven't seen. I mean, the lack of what am I trying to say here? The drought that the South has had, like Arkansas specifically. I mean, when you don't got no water, the birds that do come down, they look over. I mean, I would say probably 5 to 8 years ago, you drive around and all them fields would have water in them. Every single one of them. If I put pump water in them, and when it wasn't the drought, I mean, it would fill up themselves. But now we've been in such a bad drought that we're not getting these fields filled with water. I mean, the farmers would rely on the rainwater, but now they're having to rely on their wells, and they only have so much water in their wells, and they got to save those for the crops. So, I mean, I understand where the farmers come from by not wanting to put water in these fields, but at the same time, when people are paying you money, you should probably put water in the field for them.
Right.
But I mean, the birds, when there's no water in fields or fields that used to have water, I mean, they get in patterns. When a field has water every single year on it, the birds are going to. Their birds, when they migrate, are going to be like, oh, I remember this field has water on it consistently. They're going to go there, and they're going to go hit it every year. But now, like, I was an A. They classify fields as like A plus, A minus, a B plus field, B minus. That's how I would see all the way down to D. That's how they grade them. And I've watched it. I would say an A field go from great to it couldn't hold water for the last 5 years. There was something wrong with the dump row. It's leaking. Couldn't hold water. And, I mean, you never see a duck on it anymore. Don't even kill ducks out of it, which is crazy to me. But, I mean, it's just a million things, really. But, I mean, them private guys, there'll be ducks in Arkansas. I'm telling you right now, a bunch of ducks. And then private guys that have their refuges that leave them alone, don't touch them. There'll be mallards galore sitting on their feet, eating on their food, and they don't even touch the birds. And at the end of the day, it's just greed. They don't want anyone else. They want to be the only people killing ducks out there. It's just, I mean, I think it's greed. But I mean, I get it. They got the money. It's definitely a pay-to-play game now. So, I mean, I probably won't even be duck hunting the next 10 years, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah. So everybody thinks being a duck guide's super easy. What's a normal morning for you? I mean, what's a normal morning?
A normal morning for me is going to be wake up at 3 a.m, cook the client's breakfast, go out, load my truck up. So let's say if I need more decoys, my shotgun, my waders, my blind bag, my spinners, get my spinners, make sure all the clients wake up, let them know what time we're leaving. I usually let them know the night before. They get them loaded up. We end up driving to the fields. Sometimes the fields are an hour drive. Sometimes they're 30 minutes. It just depends on what field we're going to. Get to the field, unload the buggy, get all their gear in there, get my dog loaded up, drive to the barn, unload them, move decoys around if we got to move decoys around, get my dog situated, get all my stuff situated, go over a morning routine with the clients before shoot time, gun safety, all that good stuff, all that good jazz, where the bird shooting come from. From there, we hunt till noon. Unless we do really good. We'll be finished earlier, but if we don't do good, some clients may want to leave at, say, 10:30, 11, go eat lunch, and then we'll go back out and hunt in the evening. Once I get done with the evening, I clean all the birds for the clients, baggage, package them, unload the buggy, put all my spinners away, charge them all for the next morning. I mean, if the clients ask me to do something, I do it for them. Sometimes we'll cook duck poppers for the clients, and I usually get back in bed at probably around 8 p.m. usually. That's probably my shut-off time. I usually get a shower by 7:30, get in bed by 8. I'm asleep in 5 minutes. wake up and do it all over again.
tired, right? That'll wear you out.
What time of day do you make you stop hunting?
You can hunt all day in Arkansas. You can hunt from sunrise or 30 minutes before sunrise to sunset.
Yeah. So have you got some calls handy there? Can you give us a little example of what you would be doing to call your birds in? You see the birds, they're out there and they're not coming in on you, but you can see them cutting and circling. And how would you get them to pull to your setup?
I mean, if they're bare, like if they're really like they're far and I'm trying to grab their attention just to get them to hear me. I mean, this is what I would do if I'm trying to get their attention and get them to hear me. I can blow it louder, but it's just loud, trying to get their attention to come over there and look at me. And then I say, once I get their attention, you kind of want to back off a little bit. You don't want to blow them out. You don't scare them. So how I was taught is, I mean, once you get their attention, if they hit a corner, like say if your blind's facing north, and they hit a corner south and they're looking, you just hit them with a 3-note. And that just means like, hey, come join us. We're friends. We're friendly. We're having a party over here. And then if you see them start turning away from you, like kind of turning their backs to leave, it's a 5-note. Call. And that means, hey, come back. Where are you going? We want you to come join. And that's just, I mean, that's the basics of it. I mean, you can get down, like you can feed chuckle. That's just a feeding call, then feeding. But I mean, as you do it so long, I mean, you just kind of figure out what they want that day. I mean, some days they might just want just a simple question.
That's it.
And some days they might want something like this. Random stuff. I mean, it just all depends on what they want that day. Some days they might just want a Drake whistle. Just depends on what they want. Some birds want to be talked to. Some don't want to be talked to at all. You just got to figure out as the day goes on. You'll know what they want or don't want.
So somebody will just come in. Let's just say a lot of birds come in. They'll be out there. You'll see them out there, around the edges, and they're coming in. And somebody will just turn, break, and come in and sit down on your deeks. I mean,
yeah.
Out there and sit.
Yeah, you won't have to do anything. Those are the best days.
They hook up, ready to come in with that landing gear, and they sit right on your deeks.
Well, you don't work for them. Those are the best days.
You ever let them come in and just sit down so you maybe bring some more birds in, or you do?
Oh yeah. All the time. If there's a big group and say 2 or 3 come in, I'll let them land and see if we can work that bigger group. But if that bigger group isn't like it, you'll be able to tell when they don't want it. I'm not gonna pass up on them 2 or 3 birds for that big group.
Yeah.
I mean, I may give it a few minutes, try to work a little bit longer, but you can also see them birds on the water start getting a little weary too. I mean, they start looking around a lot more, like they're about ready to get up. You'll know when they're about ready to fly away as well, but you just got to keep your eye on them as you're working those other ducks.
So when they're out there in your deeks, do they get nervous when they can actually figure out that something ain't right and they're getting nervous to want to leave there? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or they just...
I mean, yeah, and I mean, I kind of think they can probably sense you a little bit. They're not dumb. I'm sure they feel eyeballs on them as like we do when we're out in public.
Right. Well, I mean, and the birds are in the air. I mean, when you're calling to them. I mean, I know you've been doing it probably long enough to know you can recognize their attitude when you hit the call.
Yeah. So like say. Some will be very vocal. When they're vocal, that's a good thing because then they want to be talked to. I always like when you'll get a group of mallards and you'll get a hen in there with them, and she'll be talking, and the drakes usually follow the hen because I mean the breeding season's coming up, so I mean they're chasing, they want it bad. So you can get a hen to make some drakes make some poor decisions with their life, but you'll get a hen talking in the air, and if you cut her off while she's quacking, you quack in the middle of her note, it pisses her off. And I'll tell you, she'll be working out and she'll just come right in the hole, and you just let her come all the way in the hole, let her finish, and then Drake's behind her will come right behind her, not a worry girl, and you just wear them out.
It's kind of like turkey hunting. I mean, when you turkey hunt, some of the best hunts I ever had, I pissed the hen off. You get her mad, and she's coming, and she might have a gobbler there with her in the middle of a field, but when she's dragging him with her when she comes. I mean, I guess it's the same concept. You see their attitude, because them hens, they're pretty vocal. Some of those hens are pretty vocal, and they get vocal when you talk to them. I mean, you make them mad. Like you said, they'll come in and sit down on top of your decoys. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think, some of my favorite birds to hunt are teal. I mean, they're pretty stupid. And I think they're stupid because they think they're so fast. But you'll get a lot of 30 teal, and you'll get them to come in. They'll come in that first. They'll give you a pass that first pass. A lot of people try to shoot in the first pass. You never do that. Teal are always going to come. So you let them do that. Right. They set up pretty good if you get time. I mean, I've had teal come in 3 or 4 times, never called a shot, and they come in that 5th time and they do it feet down, ass backwards. But if you wait and then never be the first person to shoot on teal. You let your buddy beside you take the first shot, because when the teal are coming in, once that first shot comes up, they just flare straight up in the air, and you can just pick them off. But that first shot, I mean, they're usually pretty bouncing back and forth. So that's just a little tip and trick.
What's the toughest bird to call in?
Probably mallard.
Mallard?
I'll probably say a pintail in my opinion. But mallards are mallards are super smart. It's hard to trick a mallard.
Yeah.
Very hard to trick.
They're smart, huh?
Oh yeah, but they're the most rewarding because you can work a mallard good. Because you're speaking their language. This is a mallard hen call. I can do a gadwall. It's just a gadwall call, which I've taught a lot of gadwalls in just by doing that. But mallards, they're the most rewarding, most fun in my opinion, but a lot harder to kill. But after the mallard, I'd probably say a pintail. They're just very weary birds. There's hard.
Yeah, I don't duck hunt. I have duck hunted. It's been years ago. I don't ever get the opportunity to go very often, but I'm not saying I wouldn't go duck hunting if I was invited sometime, or somebody wanted to take me. But it's just not always been my cup of tea. I did it years ago. But I got so many hobbies, I can't get another one because it ain't cheap to duck hunt.
No, it ain't cheap to do anything anymore, Dave.
It's not. It really isn't, especially if there's gas involved.
Yeah.
But tell us about, have you got a story or two from guiding that sticks out in your mind that might be comical, a little bit funny? And if you got to throw JC under the bus, you can do that. I don't care. And, even Bryce, I don't care if you throw him under the bus. I'm just saying. If you got something you want to talk about, tell us something that's happened while you were guiding that's pretty comical.
I don't know. I had this one guy. This is the first thing that comes to my mind. I had this one guy, a group of clients. They duck hunted in the morning. They wanted to go goose hunting in the afternoon. So we've all been up early, and we go goose hunting in the afternoon. And I got a video of it actually. I'll show you tomorrow.
All right.
But this guy falls asleep behind me, and I'm kind of I take it serious, but at the same time, I like messing around too. Just make a memory. The guy fell asleep behind me, and I said, "Hey guys," I said, y'all want to shoot shotguns in the air, and I'll go out and kill them. Y'all shoot shotguns in the air, and I'm the country boys. They're like, "Oh hell yeah, let's do that." I said, "This is gonna be hilarious." So they ended up unloading their expensive shells out of their shotgun and putting some cheap shells in there. And I had 5 clients in the blind with me. So he's sitting there sleeping, snoring, and I screamed, "Kill him!" And you got 4 other guns in there going, "Doo-doo-doo." And you see if he's fumbling his shotgun and just woke up. It was hilarious. He just looked at me like, "What the hell?" But I got another one. I was with my father. So my dad, he comes back home. We were hunting in North Alabama, and him and his buddy Drysdale, they were scouting birds, and they found a bunch of ducks. And I told Dad, I was like, "Hey, we gotta go out there tomorrow. If y'all saw that many birds." They were talking about how they saw about 1,000 birds. I was like, we got to go out there in the morning. Drysdale had work. My dad's like, man, I've only been out there one time, and I'm not gonna be able to find it in the dark. And I'm telling you, I was on my hands and knees. I was like, we got to go. You can't see that many birds and not go. And he finally got a few bourbons in him that night. He's like, all right, fuck, we'll go out there and go hunt. Well, we pull up in the pitch black, and he couldn't remember really how to get that spot. So I'm telling you, we're shrugging through thorn bushes, all kinds of crap. And he's sitting there cussing at me. I told you we shouldn't have came. I didn't know we were going. It took us an hour to get to a spot that should only take 15 minutes. I mean, we were walking all over the damn woods, getting beat up. And we finally got to that spot. And 15 minutes before shoot line, I mean, there's birds pouring in, gadwall, widgeon, teal, mallards, and we're just watching the show. We ended up shooting our limit. And one of the last birds of the day, I shot a mallard, and I'm not going to tell you where we were hunting just because. But anyways, there's a bunch of beavers around, a bunch of beaver runs, and there's some gators too. So what happened was my bird fell over on the other side of this beaver run. I mean, it was real deep. And I'm a little scared of gators. I don't really like getting in waters where I know there's gators and stuff. It's just not my cup of tea, even if it's cold. Don't like it. Don't want to be around it. Don't like snakes either. But I knew there was gators in this specific piece of water that we were on. I mean, it was cold where they shouldn't have been moving or anything, but I mean, it still makes your heart run. And so I'm trying to get over this beaver run, and it's deep, and I'm like, I was like, Dad, I get out. I'm out there in the middle of the water. I'm like, Dad, I'm scared. And he's like, oh, what? I said, damn gator here. And he whispered in his breath would be too. And I said, what did you say? Had my heart racing. He didn't want to get in the water either.
Yeah, I don't like the gators either.
I had a scary story. I used to have this layout boat, and I had a little. It was kind of like a weed eat mower engine. It was a low horsepower. I can't remember what I put it on the back of this layout boat, and it was a long tail too. It was not meant for this boat. I mean, this boat was probably only 8 foot long. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go out by myself. First time ever taking it out. And the way the blind was, it was layout blind, so it was draped over, and the water kept getting snagged in it. And I was heading back out, and I about sunk that damn boat. And I probably would have drowned that day. I'm telling you what, my heart sank while I was running that damn thing. I was so damn scared. And I got it back, and they didn't put a plug in that boat for some reason. There was so much water in there, and I was trying to load it in the back of my truck and couldn't get it up there. And I about left it there and just put it on Facebook Market and come get it for free because I wasn't messing with the real sketchy.
Oh yeah.
You hunt geese too?
Yeah, I hunt speckled-belly geese in Arkansas, and then here lately I've been trying to target snow geese. I think they're pretty fun birds to target, so I've been getting into that, dabbling with that a little bit.
Yeah, are they fit to eat?
Snow geese aren't that good, but speckled-belly, I mean, you put that on the grill and cook it medium rare like a steak, you wouldn't know the difference. It's good meat.
A lot of people make jerky with them.
Yeah, a lot of people make jerky. Not really. I mean, I'll do it, but I usually just I'll make a breakfast burrito or a sandwich. Or you want to do it fried? You can fry it. Fried duck nuggets are pretty good.
Priscilla says she always wanted to duck hunt, but it's so expensive to get set up with all that gear, and that ain't no joke. It is expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but a nice pair of waders. I mean, I do it for 60 days, but a nice pair of waders is going to cost you over $1,000 now, which is unfreaking real.
Really? So you're not going to go to Walmart waders and get by, are you?
No, I mean, I do it for so many days out of the year. I might as well buy myself something nice. And I mean, they have good warranties on them and everything like that. So
yeah, the cheap Bass Pro Shop won't work. I know that. I've had a couple pair of those things just to try to fish in, and yeah, man, they don't last. I mean, it's junk. I mean, you get what you pay for. There's no doubt, and that's in every sport you're doing. You get what you pay for.
them old neoprene waders. I mean, hell, you'd be sitting in a blind, your butt would be itching all day. You'd be sitting there sweating. These new breathables that they came out with, are real nice now. You ain't got to worry about that. You sit there, you won't even be home. You just be scratching all day with the neoprenes.
You're in there digging in the blind, huh? Because you started. She can even fit in the kids' waders. Even they're too much. Yeah, they are too. Yeah, I bet you could. I know.
Oh, yeah, everything is.
Yeah, she's a deer killing fool. She killed deer up in Kentucky. I think I showed you a picture of that one of the deer she killed.
Yeah, I think you did.
You know, I told you about. You know, I told you. I said my niece. Remember, I showed you that picture of that deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who that is on here. Yeah, she's on here. Yep. Well, it looks like we're just about to the end of that hour. Zane, we appreciate you coming on, man. We've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed all the information we got out of you. It's been eye-opening. I mean, I don't know that much about duck hunting. I'm always wanting to learn more, and I appreciate your time. And we've enjoyed having you. And maybe we'll get you back on here one day.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
we're gonna
I appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir. We're gonna call it at the end tonight, and we're gonna let it go. So G4 Outdoors out. God bless.